Hello. Today is October 4th, 2024, and we are the August 1823 Stitchers. That's Angie.
That's Sally.
And here's Jack.
And Jack wanted to be a star today.
Yes. We're coming to you with episode number 22. We would like to welcome any new viewers. Just kind of happen along. If you like what you see, think about hitting that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified when we film. We try to film every 2 weeks, but we've been absent from filming because, well, life happens and some of us get sick. We'd like to thank our returning subscribers, and we have had a small intake in subscribers, probably mainly because we went to the Camp and Stitchers retreat back at the beginning of September. And it was very nice.
Our shirts.
Yes, I have one too, but I also have Jack. So, and it was a fun 3-4 days. Really enjoyed it. It was nice. The weather was pretty. It's a beautiful place to have it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to talk a whole lot about it because if you want to know more, Gotti from Stitch and Scotty did a nice little recap. And Doreen it was put on by Privies and Prim, Doreen, and she did a nice little discussion too. She also was very gracious to let the Flosstubers that attended film, and that was very nice. And we got lots of good stuff, but we're not going to show all that stuff.
No, this is mainly a WIP parade today, so we had to cut a lot of stuff out.
Right, but we are going to go over some fully finished objects because I have a couple. I'm taking a group correspondence course with the Embroiderers Guild of America, and I've finished 2 of the projects. Angie's got a couple of finished objects. She finished some at the retreat, which is really cool because I just got some stitches in. I have a couple of new starts. We have some WIPs that we worked on since the last time we filmed. And we have a little bit of stash investment, and then we'll do our WIP parade. And then discuss about our October plans. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. I was telling you about the group correspondence course, and it's called Baby Steps. In the Embroiderers Guild, they have Master Craftsman classes or Master Craftsman programs that you can work towards becoming a Master Craftsman in a certain technique, and beading is one of them. And I actually started at one time. They've rearranged the order that they do things now. The old way was to start with the bead embroidery, and that would be like the scissors case here. But now it's a different order. The first order is the square stitch, and there's a couple of square stitch pieces on that. And this one was done in red, white, and blue, patriotic, because it was originally created for a fundraiser for the Embroiderers Guild. Sorry about being out of screen. But my favorite color combo is amethyst and peridot. So I did some herringbone, got to get used to our new setup. Some herringbone tubes, and then attached them to made a scissors fob. I used the directions in the class kit, the directions that were given to me, and this is the way she made her scissors fob, by looping the chain over and connecting on, then doing it this way. And since purple and green are pretty flower colors, you think of a garden, they have butterflies at the bottom. And then I also did the beaded needle case. There we go. And it's in peyote stitch. And it's actually even count tubular peyote because that's very nice because it's an easy way to keep going from one row to the next. And it has a cabochon on the top. And what's cool about this needle case is that it unscrews. And then there's the hole. All right, and those are my FFOs. All right, Angie, will you pass Jack back?
For finishes?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing finishes because I don't have any.
While I was at the retreat, I finished the whale that I've been working on for a year. It was a birthday start, one of my 6 for 60s, when I turned 60 last year. And I finally was able to finish it. So this is Jacques Clouseau. Since he has that mustache looking mouth that kind of reminds me of the Pink Panther, And I have a dog named Jack, so the whale is Jock. And I can't wait. Sally's going to finish this into a project bag for me. And the fabric I'm going to use is just a plain old gray, because I just want the whale to stand out. I don't want any fancy.
It's kind of a blue-gray.
Yeah, it's a heather gray kind of. It's about the same color as the outline of the whale. So I felt like that worked really well. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. I have another fully finished.
I figured you did.
I forgot.
And
It's
then
got a project in it.
the other one I got to ring the bell for, that I haven't been working on very long because it wasn't a birthday start, and I started it probably like January or February, I think. And this is Party Like It's 1776. And the figures are historical characters, starting with George and Martha and ending with Thomas Jefferson. And it's going to be turned into a pillow. Again, by the finisher named Sally Folk. And the fabric I found for the back of it, the pillow, is this patchwork red, white, and blue. So I'm really excited to have those finishes done, because I felt like I just didn't get anything done this year. And it's because I've been working on bigger pieces. You know, I'm used to smaller ones. So I'm excited that those are done. Wish I had more done, but beggars can't be choosers.
Progress is progress.
So,
and yeah, I forgot until Angie reminded me that I'm going to be finishing her whale into a bag. I needed to practice, so don't look at my stitching. I had stitched this piece that came from Kelly. Her name's Stavola. From It's So Kelly Co. She used to make Bitsy Bobs, and she's retired, so she's not. But I did make it into my bag. So, and then the back. And it's a top zipper, and I use Celeste Creates pattern for that. Her tutorial on how to make that. All right, so that's it for that's my FFOs.
okay, so next we have a little bit of a retreat recap. We're not going to do too much, but I wanted to show you what I got in a Smalls exchange. I had done the box with the squirrels on it, and this is what I got in the exchange. And this was stitched by the Hazelwood Stitcher. And just look how pretty that is. Perfect for fall. It's going to go in the display for our library exhibit that we Stitchers have here in the Hartsville Library. And it'll be in the fall display. It just has to be shared. She did a great job finishing this.
She used a combination of fiberfill and the poly pellets.
Yes, first time I keep doing this to fill the pellets, you know.
Hey, she's got her tag in the back, right?
Yeah, that's probably the only reason I remember who did it.
I gotcha.
So,
Oops.
anyway, that's something I wanted to share about the retreat.
Well, while we were on the retreat, we were talking with 14 Count Ada Girl, and Artisy was having a sale, and I decided to branch out and try something new. So I ordered this from Artisy. Sorry about the ring light. Yeah, we've come up in the world. I still can't edit excessively. Oops, sorry. But it's called Island Sunset. I'll just let the ring light focus around it. And I'm working on, mine is on 18 count. It's a beige I bought from Amazon. And here's how far I am.
Beautiful colors.
And
again.
Yeah, so I started up in the upper left-hand corner. I'm hoping to come down and get into some of the other colors, because I haven't worked on this in a couple of weeks. Yes, a couple of weeks. So that's one of my new starts. And Angie, you said you didn't have any new starts, right?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I have
We're going to do more about the retreat cap just a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Well,
because that was part of the retreat.
We play left, right, center, and we determined we're going to do that at our Christmas party. That should be fun. We get together for the first Saturday every December and have a Christmas party with us Stitchers.
Yes.
Mostly the EGA, Embroidery Guild, but also other people
Yeah, we
that
do
we
invite
stitch with.
friends.
So, anyway, we had, man, there were a lot of activities, and I was a little overwhelmed with the activities because I wanted to stitch, but
Says the person who got 2 projects finished.
we had excellent food. We had we played Stitchopoly, which was absolutely fun. And if you don't have it, you should get it, because instead of like Baltic Avenue and States Avenue, it was like
stitches, different types of stitches.
Yeah, it was like road
stitch and cross stitch and back stitch.
And it had the pictures of the stitches, not only on the board, but also on the card.
Yep.
And so it was a learning experience as well. It took us 2 nights to play it.
Yep.
I gave in and just like let myself loose
gave in at the end there too.
It was getting tiresome for me.
Then we
that
played
was a
Yahtzee.
long game. And then we played Yahtzee, 6 games the next night. And we just had fun. We stitched all day. And then we, you know, did something a little more relaxing at night. I was sad that we had to leave. It was a really good time. And we talked about just coming back ourselves and getting one of the cabins.
Models. It was a model.
And stitching. They had like benches by the creek. I said creek. I said it right, Sally.
Not correct.
Yep. And I can just see us, you know, just being there as a group. And I don't know what's happened to that, because Waynesboro,
yeah,
it got hit by Helene, and there was a lot of damage. A lot of places completely underwater, and I have a feeling that place was one of them.
Highly possible.
So,
it was at the Pride RV.
And while we're talking about that real quick, over 200 people died from Helene, and there are so many communities, like Chimney Rock was demolished, but so were about 17 other communities who weren't as famous, you know, who don't have a name that people would recognize. And it's just terrible. And now we got another storm coming into Florida.
No, it's gonna. Those 2 that are out in the Caribbean. The one in the Gulf. There's one in the Gulf, but then there's 2 that are further out, and they're all going to go out to sea.
Yeah.
Even though Kirk's a hurricane and Leslie's a tropical storm, I think. But they're going to turn out to sea.
It's terrible. Anyway, to finish the retreat recap from my part, on the way home, I had a horrible, horrible headache. And Sally and Candy went into this neat place they found. We stopped at Panda's Crossing on the way back, and this other place
it was a restore for craft supplies.
Yeah, and they came out with Candy really made out. She got 2 wonderful stands for a really decent price. But I just felt so bad, so I didn't go in. By the time we got home, I was really sick that night, and turns out 12 of the 38 of us got COVID.
Candy and Sally were not 2 of them.
And my COVID only lasted, from the time I tested it, 5 days. I had a feeling I had COVID, but I didn't know until that Monday when I got some testing kits. Anyway, it only lasted 5 days, and I was like, woohoo, you know. And then we had a real cold rain when we went to Candy's house, and I got soaked. And we went to the library for our stitching, and the air conditioning was running full force.
The high that day was 65.
Yeah, when normally the air conditioning never works in that room, and we're burning up. So I could not get warm after that, and I just got sicker and sicker. And finally, this past Monday, I think, Tuesday, I went to the doctor. Well, I kept calling the doctor's office, and they kept saying, cough syrup, cough syrup. And I was almost finished with my 2nd bottle of cough syrup. So I said, I'm going to call a different doctor. And I called my ENT, and they told me to come in right away. And I have bronchial pneumonia with a left ear infection. And I was told, stop the cough syrup. and I'm on a real strong antibiotic, and hopefully I'll stop coughing someday, because it's been, Sally made a remark earlier. She said, don't get sick again, you know, for our next thing, because we missed the entire month of September. And normally I'm sick like November through March, because winter weather and I don't know what it is, but I always get so sick anymore. This time it started in September with COVID. I'm hoping that's not going to be a trend. So anyway, while we were at the retreat, the only thing I bought was this beautiful patchwork bag that, what was her name? Terry Brown?
Stitch Gear.
It's like,
I have Stitch Gear, but I don't remember.
Like Terry Brown or something like that.
Stitch Gear is her.
But yeah, the bag has a brand name on it somewhere.
It's right down there.
And then this beautiful like key fob that came with it. She did macrame, I guess. And look at that fabric on the back. I just love that. I love bright colors. So this patchwork, I wanted a patchwork bag ever since I first saw them on Flosstube. I'm so jealous of Steph on Just Keep Stitching, because she gets one every month.
Oh yeah, she's
like,
got a subscription.
Yeah.
Well, and I got one too, but mine's a different. It's actually Christmas fabric, but if you don't look too closely, you can't really tell. But I liked the shape of this one. There's a name for it, but I can't remember. I have other stuff in there at the moment. All right, is that it for the recap?
I think that's
okay. Well, I have one more new start.
What?
Okay, so okay, on the Muppets, there's a character called Beaker. He's the assistant to Dr. Benson Honeybean, and Beaker goes around and goes meep meep. Well, he's got bright red hair that sticks up, and so my pattern came. I don't have a cover photo, but my pattern came from Fiddlesticks AU. I'm stitching it on 28 count Peach Rose Lugana, so I don't have to stitch all that face. Since I put it on Peach, his skin is peach, and I've only gotten his hair and his eyeballs, part of his eyeballs. So we'll keep it upright and not turn upside down. His nose is right here, although some people say it looks like something else.
At the retreat, several people kept coming around saying, is that going to be a bikini? What are those boobs? What is that?
Exactly. And so anyway, and yes, I have a dangling thread. I'm using DMC material. I mean DMC threads, the called for DMC, and like I said, the 28 count Lugana. And that's the only, because my scissors fob and my needle case are new starts, but they were starts and finishes. Okay.
Oh, it's okay, Jack.
We're good, baby. All right. And now we can go on to just the whips we've been working on since our last.
Yeah. All right.
All right. What whips? Okay. So I'm like, what whips have you been working on since? I've only worked on a couple. And obviously, since we're showing these now, we won't show them in our whip parade.
Well, how that ended up in that bucket, but did not need to be in that bucket. All right. I guess I'll start. I have Adjust Your Sales.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's one of my 6 for 60. And I realized when I was going through my whips that I hadn't touched it since my birthday last year.
Oh, wow.
So I went in and all I got done was putting some water on around rocks. The blue is variegated as 40-35. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get another skein of it because I used like, I don't know, 8 strands just to do that. And this, oh, I didn't show what it's supposed to look like, did I? This I can't finish this year, but I'm going to do my best to get the bands, the top half bands done. But this is what it looks like, and there's an awful lot of that water. I'm going to need to get another skein of it. I know. But I just love this. But it's a lot of work. And so there's no way I can finish it before the fair next year. So it'll be
I mean, this
hopefully.
year.
Well, yeah. I've already considered the fair done because I got all my fair stitching done.
Ah.
So, you know. But
Okay.
anyway, it says, life isn't about waiting for the winds to change. It's about learning to adjust your sails. This is the first PDF I ever bought.
Oh, wow.
And it took a lot of us at the library to figure out how to print it off and stuff because none of us had done it. So I'm stitching this on 14 count Stormy Gray fabric flare. I'm trying this stitch in a ditch method, and I could tell you I don't like it. So I'm not going to continue to put things in a ditch like that because it does not. It's probably just because I'm traditionalist and I don't like change, but I'm not going to be doing that.
Okay. Well, I worked on Paisley Pumpkin. I had hoped to finish this in September, but it didn't happen. Let me get my readers on here because my arm isn't long enough. It's by Rosewood Manor, as you can tell. And I changed the color of my initials in the top so you can see those. I'm using the called for DMC, and I'm using the called for color, which is Heritage by Picture This Plus, and the called for count, 32 count. But I'm doing it on Lugana instead of linen, because I guess you could change my name to Lugana Girl. I wouldn't say 28 count because I do 32 also. But I worked on that. It looks like a butterfly at the bottom, the big yellow. I finished up that orange flower. I've started up. I did the blue flower up here. So as you can see, all I have is that little section right there. But it's amazing the number of color changes that are in that section.
And she took that to the retreat to stitch, but she spent so much time on the Artisy site thanks to 14 count Ada girl.
And Candy. I didn't spend that much time on the Artisy site. I did pretty good.
So I worked on January. I got a J done and the top of the A. But at least that's some progress on this piece. I have all 12 of these, but I've only finished 6,
Well,
maybe 5.
I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, and this is all of them are on 18 count. That's part of my problem. They're on 18 count white Ada that I got from Hobby Lobby probably. And I have to use 18 count for it to fit on my barn that I like to rotate my pieces on. So, and I also cut off like the top part of the patterns. Anything above the word, I don't stitch because then it will fit better on the barn too. So.
Makes it easier for the finisher.
But while I have it out, because I don't want to pull this bag out again for the WIP parade, I also have July mostly done. That's further done in January. But there's so many color changes, and it's 18 count again, and it's just so hard. And I've just learned I have to stay away from 18 count. So, in my WIP parade part, I'm not going to show the whole series. You know, I've got like I think it's 4 more patterns that I haven't started at all, and I just want to consider that shown.
All right, and I have one more what I worked on. It's called Kaleidoscope. Oops, and it's by the Vivsters, and I'm stitching it. It's called Sunset. This is Kaleidoscope Sunset, and I'm sorry about the glare. Anyway, it's stitched on 16 count white Ada, and I'm using DMC. And from the last time you saw it, so technically it goes this way, but I've been stitching upside down. So I've been stitching it this way. I've just been carrying on the purple. I decided I would color complete. And I'm seriously thinking about once I finish this 4th of the square, then I will call it done and use my fabric for something else. And those are my works in progress.
I have 3 more to show.
So we'll go right ahead. 'Cause I'm entertaining
At the
Jack.
retreat, I worked on Super Mario, and a lot of people came around it. This is a favorite piece on comments that are made, and also the people that came around during retreat said, I watched that just to see how far you got on Mario. So I only got his shoes done at the retreat. His soles and his shoe itself. So now I'm ready to begin the overalls. And this is one that I want to finish for the fair next year. I started this piece in honor of my father because he's the one who got me started playing video games, and he continued long after I stopped, up until basically the point that he died. He played video games, and Super Mario was one of our favorites. I am so tired of ninja stitches on this piece. I feel like I'm not making any progress because there's so many, you know, it's got one stitch here and 12 stitches over, you do another stitch, and it's just crazy. But once I get the ninja stitches filled in, I have one color left of the ninja stitches on these 3 feathers and the tail. And then I can just fill them in. And then hopefully we'll get more done. But this is where I am on the peacock. This is another one that gets comments and people have talked to me about that they're following along for. This is Uniqueness of Others by Yasmin Made with Love.
Yeah.
And I'm stitching it on 14 count custard by Cosmo. It's one of my 6 for 60, and it's going to be finished next year for the fair. So it will be gorgeous when it's done. And by the way, Cosmo, I really like it. I get Cosmo from Fat Quarter Shop, and it's like an Ada. I mean, it probably is an Ada, but it's really soft, and you can see the holes easy, so I really like it. And this is going in my basket to work on before the next time, because I'm hoping to be done with all the ninja stitches and those feathers.
Well, that'll be nice.
All right, so last one. Nope, not the last one. I thought it was the last one. Oh, I'm working on the series, The Polar Plunge, and I just am really working on the first one. It's the Polar Bear by Hands On Design, and I stitched the trees. So all I have left are 4 stars up here with a snowflake in the middle, and it'll be done. And then I think I'm going to do the penguins or the puffins next. Penguins for a friend, puffins for our libraries. They're really cute. So I'm going to put that in my basket to work on, because I'm going to finish the polar bear. And the last one is I Love You a Latte. I Love You a Latte. I'm so used to saying latte.
Latte, yeah.
That thing. But this is a Hanukkah piece that I started in July, for Christmas in July. Actually, no, I didn't start this one in July. I finished Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, you did finish Happy Hanukkah in July.
This was a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to put it in my basket to work on, but I am not going to be
worried about finishing it.
Yeah, I'll try, but I will work on it. There's no rush on it because, you know, it's for a birthday present next year, basically. And that is all my stuff that I've worked on since our last show.
All right. Well, now I have a little bit of a stash enhancement.
I only have one left.
Okay, well, I'll go through mine a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so I have a couple of large projects that I'm using stretcher bars for. Scroll bars for. And so I was on Amazon and I saw these. Someone made them and they were reasonable. And so you have to put them together. But they'll stretch around and then you can tighten. I'm not exact. I think they go like this. And then you can tighten your side. Because I have problems with my sides staying tight. I haven't, like I said, haven't tried them out yet, but we'll see what happens. They were very reasonable, and they came in a lot of different
I've
colors.
tried so many things, and that's kind of why when you see Autumn Delpool, it's kind of why I didn't work on it so much, because the sides, you know, I've tried so many things to make them.
Yeah, not so small. I mean,
I
it's
need
a
it to
tiny
be
thing,
tight,
so-
you know.
Yeah, I like it tight too. But Angie said when we came back from retreat, we stopped at Panda's Crossing in Malden, outside of Greenville, really. And I picked up several things from there. In fact, I picked up a couple of things that I'd had on my 1, 2, 3 wish list, but I took them off this morning. And this is the Autumn Lane Stitchery, the coffee circle. This was in a Bestitch, originally it was in a Bestitch Me coffee box. And then this one's from Lola Crow, and it's books and cat, coffee with a cat. And then of course there's a cat with a sandcastle from Sweetheart Tree. And then Praiseworthy Stitches was a little bird's Christmas kit, and it's got a cute little pattern that you make, and you make anyway, everything's included in to make it. And the last thing I wrote down, Emma Condon's cross stitch with Catitude.
Have you picked one out to start?
I had looked through, and I was trying to figure out which one it was, and oh, here you go. Maybe this one. I'm not antisocial. I talk to my cats, but there are several in here that
Cats are so cute too.
they are cute. She has a really good, and I like. Oh, and this one's good too.
I will not be ignored.
Yes, cats. They'll meow, meow until you do something. Oh, and this is also my cat too. Cats. I do what I want. They ignore me, because that's what cats do. Oh, maybe this one. How about, no. All right, that's it on that. I'm not gonna go
In
in.
this crossing, I bought 2 pieces of fabric, which I did not bring in here to show you.
Oh, when you start stitching on them, you can say, oh, I got this from Panda's Crossing. All right, so now I think it's up to,
I have 1 piece of stash.
oh, sorry.
Well, I buy threads all the time and fabric, and I don't show that on here. But I will show the pattern that I had to wait forever and ever for to get. And this is Watermelon Crawl by Counting Puddles. And it calls for a green sapphire cashel linen. I'm going to be looking for Ada. And it's just a light green. And when I was looking at the chart, it has one specialty stitch called St. George's Cross. So it's right there. And what it is instead of going from corner to corner, you go from top center to bottom center, and then left center to right center.
That's easy peasy.
Yeah. So, but I'll be using Ada, so I'll have to make sure I have a sharp needle for that part.
Pierce it.
But I'll probably do the St. George's Cross last. So, and I've got the threads, but I need to go buy the fabric. So, are we up to the actual WIP parade?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
All right, you want to start?
You have to hand me stuff from my basket. I have a big old clothes basket over here
Pull your
with the rest of my WIPs.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right, well, here we go.
The first one I have is, well, do I have the,
Ah, you put your
yeah, I
flea
wrapped,
market flowers.
yeah, Flea Market Flowers is going to be, Sally gave me this for my birthday, and I'm going to use it for Flea Market Flowers for sure. For one reason is I had to like tape the chart together because the pattern in it went right down the middle of it, you know, when you, in the folds. The fold went right down the middle of it. So I had to gather tape and everything to put it all together. For some reason,
What did you have it in?
it's not in here.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be in another bag in there.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm going
show
to set
them
this
when you-
over here for right now. I think I forgot to take it out of the other bag to put it in here.
All right, well then here, I'll just pull one of these and you can go from there.
Okay. This is one of my well, no, this is not one of my 6 for 60s, but it is a birthday start. Because I want to see how long it'd take me to read 104 books. Now this is not remotely done. I've only finished the top shelf of it. Over here you list the categories of books, and assign a color, and you notice some of them don't have colors yet because I haven't read those books yet.
Yeah, mine would be mystery and fantasy.
I have read enough to fill in this shelf too, but I haven't done it. So that's one of the things I'm going to work on. Not this week, but before the end of the year, I'm going to catch up on that one. That's by Stitching Cabin, and it's just on white Ada, but it's I think it's 16 count. It's not 18, so that's one.
Okay, well, I'm working on hands-on design, Mad for Plaid. I've got the whole series. Well, I've got the seasonal ones, but I started with Beach Day, or Day at the Beach. And I haven't done anything since I worked on it in June, but I have the water at the bottom.
It's pretty. I love that.
Thank you.
Teal.
It's on 18, this is the DMCs, and it's on 18 count black Ada. And I plan to put all of them on the 18 count black Ada. But you have to have good light to see that. Or put a white cloth underneath, or a light pad underneath. Oh.
Okay. This is one that Sally and I started together. It's Enchanted Realms.
Oh, I picked up the right one. You'll see mine a little bit later.
Okay. Well,
I can pull mine out next.
I have the cutest little dragon needle minder, and this is, I didn't really do well. I did Olympic stitching with this, and I just did a different color every day that met the requirements. And I've got one dragon done, and I've got 2 others started. So I'm gonna put this in my basket to work on this week, because I want to at least get the dragons done this year, since this is the year of the dragon.
Wow, I had gotten more done than I thought I had gotten
And
done.
this is on that blueberry. I think it's on blueberry.
It looks like it is, but it's a 16 count in it.
Yeah.
So it looks more purple.
Just about everything else is going to be. Yeah, I don't know what I did with my notes. I need to organize my bags. Oh, and of course the other needle minder that I stitched and Sally made from a button into a needle minder.
Needle minder. Well, the pattern came from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and she put it out earlier in the spring. And I'm stitching mine on I'm using the DMCs also, and but I dyed the fabric, and here's how far I have gotten. I got one dragon, the castle, the merman, and one of the mermaids, and some of the water under there.
I did finish the castle. I think that's the only thing I finished on the whole thing, except for a little starfish somewhere.
You know what? Yeah, I did a starfish.
Yep.
And I did a fish over by the merman. Oops, that's not really the best way to shove that in there. Oh, so that was my next one. Go ahead. You're next. Oh, I have to hand it to you, don't I?
We're kind of in a crowded corner, so.
We are. This is...
Sally is going to be my assistant for getting the rest of my whips out. The basket's over there. Okay, this one is Wilbur. I really would like to get Wilbur done this coming year, but I don't know.
That's pretty fabric.
Wilbur is by Teresa Kogut. It's the only Teresa Kogut I've ever started. It's on 14 count Picture This Plus Legacy. The needle minder that I have here is made by P&B Making Memories, which is a local place.
Shop, yeah.
Come to find out, I didn't know it was in Florence when I ordered these, and then we met Pam, and she actually came to a couple of our meetings, and they have a lot of good needle minders on that site, and they've got new ones now too. So this is as far as I got on Wilbur. I'm working on his ear, and I watch people on Flosstube, and they got Wilbur done in a month, and I'm like, I can't even get the ear done. But I love my farmyard dogs. barnyard dog,
Crime Guard.
ground guard, thank you. And I ordered it from, I don't remember, shoot, what's her name? I get a most of
Stitching
them from
Sisters
her.
Craft.
Thank you, Stitching
welcome.
Sisters Craft.
Ah,
It's on my
sure I
notes,
put that.
actually.
All right, well, since Angie pulled out her Teresa Kogut, or since I handed her a Teresa Kogut, I've been working, and I haven't picked this up in a while, probably about a year, because I think I worked on it last Thanksgiving. But this is the Peacemaker Angel, and I'm doing it on 18 count Ada. It's a soft white, and I'm using the DMCs, and here's as far as I've gotten. And yes, there are a lot of hanging threads, because that's kind of the way I roll now. And lots of different needle minders.
We saw that at Panda's Crossing, right?
Yeah.
It's hanging
No,
on-
that was Angel of Love we saw
Oh.
at
Where
Panda's
did we
Crossing.
see it?
I think somebody might have been working on it at the retreat.
Oh, maybe so.
I'm not sure. Or we might have seen it.
I saw it somewhere. It was humongous.
No, that one's not big.
It had wings. Does yours have wings?
Yeah, but she goes there. This is half, and there's
Okay.
another half, and there's like half of a half
Must have
down
been
there.
a different one. I love the little bird on her shoulder.
Yeah, that bird is
Favorite
cute.
part.
But yeah, this is the Peacemaker Angel by Teresa Kogut. It's an
Sorry, Jack.
It's a thread interpretation of her painted artwork. Okay, here we go. I don't know what that is.
Neither do I until I open it, usually. That's why I need to go through and label all these. I have to peek. Oh, yeah.
What's that one? Oh, that's your bird trio.
Yeah, this is my bird trio, and there's what I did for the blue jay. And I don't want to, I'm going to do the other two birds, but I don't want to, I want to figure out a way to put them all together somehow.
You could do 3 little frames, or
Yeah,
3 pillows, or
but
3 flat
they're,
folds.
they're for the library exhibits, so
Oh,
they
okay.
have winter birds, you know.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So I've got one done. I may go back and do the branches underneath it. I had left it off but I think it looks kind of funny without the branch underneath it. So
Okay.
I may go back and finish that. But that's Bird Trio by, oh gosh, I didn't give her credit. What is it?
Get you ready for the next one.
And I need to put it in a different bag because this thing barely fits in here. But I don't think I showed you
Is that luminous fiber art?
See, she's got it where it's circled with all this mishmash. I like simplicity, so I think I might just do just a little bit down here, just a little arch of it,
Mm-hmm.
and call
I can do
done.
it. I can do it. I hoop finish for you.
Okay, that's probably what we need to do.
I need to practice those anyway. All right, my next one is Spring Quaker by Primrose Cottage. Primrose Cottage. Okay. Anyway, now I'm using 18 count mushroom Ada. It calls for 28 count mushroom Morgana, but I'm using the Ada. I am using the classic Colorworks Blooming Crocus as my color. And here's where I am. Not very far, but you know, it may get finished before the end of the year.
The next one I have is Ocean of Wisdom 2. Don't ask me what happened to Ocean of Wisdom 1, but this is by Erica Michaels. It's my only Erica Michaels, I believe. And it's one of my 6 for 60 starts, and I haven't done very much on it, but if I really push it, I think this is one I could finish, because it's just bits and pieces, you know, a lot of words and waves. This is what I've got done on it so far, Harbor Strength. It's all stitched on, I believe, just white Ada. Oh yeah, it was supposed to be worked on gauze.
Oh yeah, 40
But
count gauze.
I'm using 14 count white Ada. And it's all Weeks Dye Works because I got suckered into buying all the, this is a marketplace
Oh, it was a market.
thing last year,
Market
not
sale.
this year, but
Yeah.
last year. And so,
Market release.
and I have a grime guard for it somewhere because it says my grime guard's from Maggie's Minders. Where's the grime guard? I don't know.
You must have pulled it and put on
but
something else.
the words are which I love. Harbor strength. Watch the whales. Shine like a lighthouse. Let your dreams set sail. Anchor your soul. Another project that you go to see me sneak some whales in on because I like my whales.
Okay. The next piece I want to share is When I Survey Thy Wondrous Cross by Heartstring Samplery.
Mine's in there somewhere.
Yes, we'll get to it eventually. I have it in the book, the whole book. And I'm stitching it on, I'm using DMC Color Changes by Angie. And it's 14 count Ada, and it's a picture of this plush because it's soft and it's something I had in my
Looks
stash.
like Legacy.
I think it is. And here's where I am. I'm about halfway done, sort of.
You're a little farther than I am.
I need to do the
have more
bottom
words.
and go across, and then obviously I'll open it up the other side. But that's where I am. Oh, that's my magnet. There you go. I think that's your month to month.
Oh, well, if it is, I'm gonna skip it.
Okay, well then I will pull something else out for you.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, I will, since I got it here, I'm just gonna tell you real quick. I haven't done February. What is that? March? What does it say?
It says, hang on, it's got tulips on it.
December,
March. This one's
November,
March.
October,
And March.
and March. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh.
Okay, so
Okay.
I don't have to put those in.
All right, here's your next one. And I'll pull mine like that out. What? It's a Christmas ball.
This is a pattern that I won from Stitch by Tatiana. It's the Christmas ball. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but I have messed it up over and over again, so it's probably going to be a restart. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got rings in it that, like, one ring is blended, next ring's not, then next ring's blended, next ring's not.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I have on it. And I didn't make a mistake on the camels or the palm tree.
Well, that's good because I
But
only have mine.
these rings, I have done them over and over again. I think I just need to start all over. And I'm not really happy with the yellow that's on this too much. I don't know. I think I need something, I don't know. So I'm just going
More
to,
neutral, maybe.
yeah. I think, because I want the purple thing to stand out. But I don't want to do it on white.
Gotcha. All right, well, I'll show you my progress on that because I'm doing mine on 20 count. And so when I do the blended rings, depending, anyway, one leg will be one color and one leg is the other color. And depending on how it blends, the top leg is basically the lighter color. As you can see, it kind of gradates. But with 20 count, 2 threads would have been way too bulky because it is basically full coverage. But that's my, yeah. And it's a 20 count Ada by a company that doesn't do fabric anymore. And I won't mention their name. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting.
Okay, this one is going to be a restart. And one of the fabrics I bought at Panda's Crossing is
Oh, I know what that
going to be the, it's a lot lighter and I can see the holes better. And I was doing this, I can't find a cover photo.
Oh, I got it. I got one. I can help you out with
All I
that.
got is all these black and white things.
Okay, hang on. Let me get a cover for you. That's fish and chips, isn't it?
Yes, it's fish and chips. Started it as a sow with Stitching by the Shore.
Mm-hmm. She's a lot further along than I am.
And I got dog hair all over this thing, and I don't know how.
But it's by Long Dog Sampler.
Yes, and I love the pattern, But I started doing it black on this blue. This blue is gorgeous, but I'm not happy with the black. So I decided to go with a silver that I don't like white stitching, but I wanted to have that effect. So I'm going to do a silver on different color blue, which you will see later on when I do a restart. I don't know why, but I have tons of different colors in here, and it makes no sense to me.
Maybe you were sitting there trying to
Clean things up here. All right.
All right, so I think my next one is going to be Stitching Room. It's designed by Little Dove Designs, and I don't have a cover photo. Sorry, it was a she released it. It was a mystery style. And since I showed it last, I finished the cat with the books, but here's where I am. So I think I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more parts, and it'll be done. And it's stitched on an 18 count ivory ivory Ada. I was thinking, well, I know it looks like the white doesn't show up, but in person it does. And I'm happy with it, and I'm not restarting it because I had gotten way too far to realize that I needed a darker fabric.
I finished my oldest WIP this year, Time for God. That was
That's
about
right.
20 years old.
I'm still in the process of
Yeah.
putting the finishing touches on it.
So this has now become my next to the oldest. It was third oldest. Now it's my next to the oldest. Started this in 2020.
Oh, okay.
And Sally,
Well, that's when I started mine too.
that started and finished hers.
Oh, yeah.
And I am far behind. But this is what the whole thing will look like. I've been working on a summer section with the boat up in the top left.
Is that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to finish that boat and then start the autumn.
That one.
Because what I'm going to do is as each season comes, I'll work on each season until it's finally done. So this is what it's on mint, I believe it's mint julep. 14 count mint julep. It's so big, I've got it on one of those Q-snap frames that sit on the stand on the table. And I work on it upside down.
Right, so you can get it close
so
to
I
you.
can get closer to the, because it doesn't matter, the stitches will still be going the same direction.
As long as you turn the pattern
as long
upside
as
down.
yeah, well, yeah, that's
180 degrees, not
necessary
90.
part.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love it. It's gorgeous. I just need to finish it. So
This is a beautiful piece.
it's going in my section, my work basket here, because I want to finish the boat and start autumn.
That'll get you 2 going for the next one. Well, Angie's already shown her fishing ships. I'm going to show you mine. We've already talked about it. But I'm doing mine on 18 count sand by Fiber on the Whim, and I'm using DMC 958, which is a pretty tealy, greeny, whatever color, and everything's attached to my, and yeah, let me try
This
this.
bag has 2 projects in it.
So, you know what? I will take it out of the hoop. My original plan this year was to do a page a month and be through in 6 months. As you can tell, that didn't happen.
I just love that teal.
But I have gotten over to the edge, the top edge. And so I'm actually on like page 3. But I have not worked on it in a while. Again, it's on my to-do list for next year. Unless I get motivated to work on, but I need to work on some Christmas ornaments from here on out.
Sally already showed this, but I don't have the book. I just have the single pattern. And it's When I Survey. And I love the words. Love so divine, demands my soul, my life, my all. Which is what I truly believe.
It's from the
And
first verse.
so Hmm?
I think it's from the first verse of the song.
Don't know. This is by Heartstring Samplery, and I stitched on 14 count Illusion, ILL Illusion by Mystic Fabrics. It was my first Mystic Fabrics, and it's okay. I changed the colors, and the coffee needle minder is from Stitchin' Sistercraft, and so is the Grime Guard. Life begins after coffee. I almost gave this to Sally, but I need some coffee ones too. So, because coffee starts my day, so.
I've kind of been hit or miss with my coffees in the past 2 weeks.
I have a hard time stitching the flowers. The flowers on this thing just drive me crazy because none of them are alike. There's no repetitive pattern. But this is one that, because of the flowers, I actually have to use a highlighter, and I rarely use highlighters.
I've gotten used to using a highlighter, and I really like it now.
This one has 2 projects in it.
All right, so my next WIP I've had for a while, but this was the 2022 Mystery Christmas WIP by Tiny Modernist, and I know this is like the first part 1, but it's a snow globe, and it's Christmas related. She did a Halloween one, she did the Christmas one, and then Angie and I both did the summer one, which we got was Ocean Pearl, and it was it had sea creatures in it, and I finished both of them in the wall hangings. But I'm stitching on 32 count Lugana using the called for DMCs, and let's see. Here's how far I am. And that needle minder came from Anna at Stitch Toolbox. And then the F Scrabble tile came from Sherry Hager at Berry Patch. She has an Etsy shop.
This is going to be so cute.
And then this resin one came from Stacy. It used to be Stacy C Stitches, but she's changed her name and they moved to Tennessee, I think. And it's Thread the Needle, maybe. I can't remember exactly. But that's as far as I've gotten, and I haven't worked on it in a while. It's on it looks like a sage green Lugana. I know it's 32 count, but I can't tell you the exact color.
Okay, in the same bag, I have, because it's also a Sabbath stitch, that's generally when I do my things like this. This is by Joyful Expressions. It's a free pattern. All you got to do is sign up for their email, and they send you emails with free patterns all the time. But I loved, his name is Jesus. But I didn't like the colors. Thought they were a little bland. If you get to know me, you'll understand. I like bright. And so I'm stitching this on, I believe it's just white Ada. Yeah, it's just white Ada. Probably from Hobby Lobby. And that's what I have done so far.
Jack.
I used red, gold, and blue. And the needle minder, the reason for the season, Jesus is the reason for the season, I believe came from Mad for Minders.
Probably.
Mad for Minders.
Yeah, Jack's wiggled out of his harness.
You little turd bird.
Little escape artist.
He is. Well, this morning I got up and he was strangled by it.
Oh my.
Because he'd worked it down so that his feet were inside the neck part. And he couldn't even walk.
Jack. What are we going to do with you, buddy?
We have all kinds of escapades. Keeps me entertained.
I bet.
You ready for your next one?
Well, the next one I'm going to show is Summer Quaker. Can you come here? Come here. You got him?
Yeah.
Okay. Summer Quaker. We started this last year along with Stitching by the Shore, but we started it in August. And it's by Leela Studios, and I can't read upside down. Well, I can read upside down, but I'm not going to. I'm stitching mine on 32 count Picture This Plus Lugana using the DMCs, and I want to say, is that Heritage?
Looks like it.
Heritage or Legacy? I don't know which one it is.
They're hard to tell apart. I think that's Heritage because it's a little darker.
Oh, okay. And I'm still where I was last time I showed you. I hadn't worked on this since June. I worked on it in June when I was dog
That's
sitting.
what I got next.
I'm trying to get over to the outside border, but because my fabric was just a little, I like a 3-inch border just because I use Q-snaps for the most part. Now I'm using Nurge hoops, but anyway, I use both. I started in the center. I'm usually an upper left-hand corner starter, but I had to start in the center to make sure I didn't mess up with my fabric, because that's a lot of stitching to have to redo. Give me a second.
You want down?
He was whining, so I picked him up.
Yeah, he likes, but he doesn't. He needs limited attention usually.
I got you. Come on, Jack.
Oh.
I'll help you down, baby.
He just wants to be acknowledged.
Okay, you're acknowledged.
Crowded into this bag, I think I might switch this with the other sea turtle bag, is this Summer Quaker. I didn't start in the middle. One reason is I don't want to do the mermaid, and I still haven't found anything that I would like to replace it with. But this is what I've got so far, and I'm pretty sure. Here's my notes. Pretty sure that's just, yeah, ice blue Ada that I got from 123 Stitch, 16 count. I'm using the called for colors and doing 2/1. And it's one of my 6x60s that Sally and I decided to do together for a birthday start. There were mistakes in the pattern, and, you know, we had to reprint some pages. And anyway, we got started with this. It was with Samantha, the Huga Stitcher, in the Live in the Sunshine Sow, or Beth and Laura, Beth Steadfast Stitcher and Laura Stitching by the Shore, and they called it Summer by the Shore Sow. Either way, I'm so far behind, but if I can find a, you know, replacement for the mermaid, I think I'd be more motivated to work on this more. But if I have to do that mermaid, I'm not going to be happy. I just don't like it.
It's turned into a fish. Or a turtle.
Yeah, I just haven't decided how to do it yet. So that's why I haven't worked on it.
Okay. Okay, so back at the beginning of the year with our Embroiderers Guild, we decided to do techniques. And one of the techniques we were talking about was a CC. And some of our members have finished this project. I, however, have not. But I'm stitching it on some pink fabric that came in a Black Needle Society box. And I'm just working on the background right now. These holes in the middle of the dogwoods will be covered with beads. But I'm using a gray variegated from DMC and using the darker area to outline the dogwoods, and then filling in with the others and trying not to make it so geometric. I'm not really being that successful, but it's color number 53. DMC 53. It's a variegated gray, but the fabric and the thread came from, the pink thread came in the Black Needle Society box.
Okay, so the next one I have is the Autumn Bell Pool by Stony Creek. This is the first set of, I have all 4 seasons for the first set of bell pools. If you do the bell pool number 2s from Stony Creek, they're not religious. I like the religious ones. And I was all gung-ho about doing this. This was, you know, way back when I started Flosstube last year. No, not last year, year before. And so Dina, half stitch, cross stitch, was working on this, and so was the city stitcher. Cannot think of her name, but she's in Canada. And Dina finished it. And I was going to finish it like her, but no, because, you know, when you buy the pattern, you don't see that there are 7 different shades of green to do one vine, or 4 shades of orange to do the pumpkin. And it was also the pattern I'll just show a little bit. It's kind of small, and it's hard for me to see, and I'm highlighting, and it's just I just have a lot of excuses apparently. I've got it on, it's my only project right now that's on a roll frame. Scroll bar. And Grime Guard comes from Stitch and Sister Craft. You can see where I tried to pull the sides tight, but these things aren't doing the job. The bell, or the needle minder came from
Yeah, it needs to be unrolled and
P&B Making Memories, the West Virginia needle minder. I'm real close to finishing the A, really. I just have apples and stuff down here to do, I think. I think I got all the vine done in there. I get overwhelmed with color changes. I'm not a big fan of color changes. But I'm sticking this in my work basket. Yeah, the effect is great.
I'll work on tightening that up for
But
today.
this is one of the, it's an autumn piece, so I'll be sticking this in my work basket to work on because I try to do my seasonal ones when it's season.
The other stuff that you have down in here are like, they're not completely kitted. I didn't realize you had these because I have those too.
Oh, that's, some of those are new starts that I need
Right,
to
I
get
know,
stuff.
but I have those too.
Oh, well, we should do them together.
They're not fitting in my they're not fitting in my stack of stuff though. I've already created my list. Maybe I can substitute it in when I finish something.
This is my oldest WIP. I believe I got it from Dixie Darling when we went on that trip to Knoxville.
Yep, and we got all that Halloween stuff that we.
That was my first convention. So
yeah, we went to Ridgecrest, and then we went over to see Candy's daughter.
I had this stitched mostly, and then my brother had a cat. He lived with me at the time, and his cat peed on everything. Even though this was up on a table, cat got up on the table and peed all over it. And washing it did no good. So I have restarted it, and I didn't even show you the pattern. There's the pattern. His eye is on the sparrow. And Sally's going to be doing His Eyes on the Sparrow, the sampler version.
By Heartstring Sampler.
Yeah. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. For His Eyes on the Sparrow, and I know He watches me. My problem with this is the water lilies. There's, this shirt is using water lilies. It's a really thick thread. And this is 11 count. Blue-gray. I can't remember the exact color, but it's an 11 count. So I think only because of the water lilies is it, you know, you use that.
Well, they had made a banner out of it too.
I got that much done.
Wow.
For the second time.
Goodness.
So I hope to finish. He's going to be my whip of shame, you know, because I'm trying to finish my oldest whips every year. So this year I finished Time for God. And this next year, I hope to finish His Eyes on the Sparrow. I don't know if Sally's going to finish her Eyes on the Sparrow, but
I'm going to try. I'm planning on making that my daily stitch.
So and I even have the backing fabric for it, which I think is perfect. You know, it's patchwork.
Yep.
And so I'm set. I just got to do it again. All right.
All right. Everything else in here, though, looks like it's...
Probably a new start, except for Happy Campers.
Well, but
and that's okay.
You can show them the pattern.
I'll show it in the next...
Because I don't know what you're planning on stitching.
I finished the squirrels.
Right.
Okay. And so the next one I'm going to stitch in this... And I included my whips because it's a series. I'm doing it like a series. Instead of one big piece, I'm doing the little vignettes. So I did the squirrels. Whoops. Where are the squirrels? Yep, I did the squirrels. And now I'm going to do the creatures in the canoe.
I've already done that.
Are they dogs?
Yeah,
I don't know what they are.
They look like dogs. They're like hound dogs.
And I was thinking about doing it on blue, even though there's a little bit of blue water down there. I was thinking about doing it on blue just to...
Do the sky?
Yeah. So, anyway, that's the next vignette I'll be working on. And as soon as I find the blue I'm going to use, it will be started.
Well, I had started this set a couple years ago, And it's the
The little ornaments.
yeah, it says White Christmas. Is this the one I did? Yeah, because I did the tree. By Primrose Cottage. And I want to do all 8 of them. And here are the other 2. I think I want to do the birdhouses next because they're just so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually stitching it on a gray Lugana. And there's the tree one. And I think it looks really nice on this gray.
You're going to do them all in the gray?
Yes. I think I should be able to. Oh, yeah. It's a
Are they
fairly
gonna
large
be
piece.
hoop finishes or? what
I guess that would work. That would cover up the, because you basically are doing the whole snow globe. You don't need the snow globe base. If I was just doing like the center part and then putting it on snow globe, that would be cool too. But since you're doing the whole snow globe, you don't have any more things in your bag, except for stuff that you've pre-kitted.
Yeah.
And let's see. This is the Boardwalk series, the Beach Boardwalk series. And I've done one. I've done the ice cream shop. And I'll show that. I showed it in the previous as a finish. But I'm stitching all of them on limestone Lugana. I put a note. So I have them all. I'm using 32 count limestone Lugana, and I'm using the Call for Fancy Floss. I think it's classic color.
Using 1 or 2 strands?
2 strands. It's 32 count, but I use 2 strands for coverage because I like it. And these are pale colors, pastel-y colors. So I think they show up nicely on the limestone Lugana. And then the last one that I really, really just need to buckle down and do, it's called the Angel of Love. And it's a lavender and lace. This is the one we saw at Panda's Crossing.
That's the one. Okay.
But
it's humongous.
yeah, it is very big. But I'm planning on, I think I'm gonna unstitch the wing that I have. Actually, I have this wing done. I think I'm gonna unstitch it. I watched Brenda Miles, Brenda the Handwork Maniac, and in the fall she hangs hers up in her room, and she doesn't have the wings on it. And it's pretty without the wings too. Because I still haven't totally finished stitching that wing. But I have got all of the navy blue. And this is where it was the last time I showed it back several months ago. I don't know. But I've got the face. And I've got all that dark blue stitched. I'm thinking about going in and doing her sleeves next. Then going in and filling in with all that gold. All those blank spaces you see, that's where the gold, it's not Krynic, I think it's a DMC gold thing, goes. And then all that blank space in there, except for her sleeves, is beads. She has a beaded bodice, and there's some beading in her hair too. But I have always, a long time ago I started it. And I started that was when I was a middle starter. And I started in the middle, and I think I did like, I don't know, 12 sets of beads on it, and that's it. And I have no idea where it is. I couldn't find the pattern, so I went on eBay, and a lady out west, out in the upper Pacific Northwest, sent me the pattern and a piece of fabric for 15 bucks. What a deal. And that's it for WIPs.
Never did find my...
No, it might be.
Yeah, it's probably in
something.
that chair over there or something in a bag. What is it? Flea market
flowers.
Because I had all the grid done, and one of the squares with the blue flowers is done.
That's true, because you changed the colors on those.
Yeah, and I did Primrose Rogue. That my first piece of Rogue I ever had.
Oh,
and
okay.
I love Rogue fabric. Rogue and Cosmo are my 2 really good favorites.
Okay, well, the next thing on our list to talk about is October plans, but pretty much you're going to stitch fall stuff. I'm going to work on Christmas ornaments.
I'm going to finish the polar bear.
Okay.
I'd like to go back to like getting a small finish every month.
Yes.
Just to make me feel good. Just make me feel
That's what I did with my
like I've accomplished
scissors
something.
fob and my my needle case.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our plans are no more than 25 and 25.
Plus 1 for me.
Yeah. Well, for me, that means I will not go over 25 WIPs. So I can't do any new starts if I've already got 25 on the on the
gotcha.
roster.
I got you.
If I do get a finish, most of the time they're going to be series finishes anyway, so they're not going to lower my number.
No, because you count a
'Cause
series as a WIP.
Yeah, like the polar plunge, there's
Mm-hmm.
6 of them, and it counts as one, even though I count my finishes each time I get
Right.
one. But it doesn't lower my WIP count. So this time we did the WIP parade, and next time we're going to do new start parade of what starts we have planned for next year.
Yeah, with our, and kind of explain what our no more than 25 and 25 plus 1 for me is.
Right. And just, it'll be more, hopefully more well constructed. Right now, you know, it's just like I have a list of WIPs, a list of new starts, but I don't want to show that until I get all my fabric at least.
Till you get it kitted up.
Yeah, I want to get it kitted up so it's picked, it's prepared for a new start when I'm ready to start one. I don't have to stop what I'm doing and
I have a couple I need.
get it all going.
I have the thread or the fabric, but not both.
In fact, we're going hopefully on a shopping trip to Barefoot because I need some fabric, at least 2 pieces of fabric for my new starts. And one of them is watermelon crawl, so I need fabric for that one. And the other is our temperature stitch.
Yes.
And I really don't like the idea of working just on white. I'm not a white fan.
This is a non-white. I've got kind of a I had bought a couple of pieces of fabric that to audition for something. I think for fish and chips, and it didn't have enough it didn't have any variation in it for me. But it's not white. It's so I think I'm gonna use that, and we'll discuss those plans when we because I've got a list of.
There are things that we have to iron out before the next show. Hopefully, we will come back this month.
Yes,
and
that's our plan.
Apologize for missing the entire month of September.
Life happens.
So, I plan to get a haircut and get rid of this cough. That's my big non-stitching plans.
Yeah, I have a hair appointment coming up sometime. Look at my calendar.
We'll explain things in more detail. Did we say October?
Yeah, we didn't say when. We just said next time.
We like the 24th, 25th, somewhere in there. It's
hopefully,
end of the
before the end of the month.
Yeah,
that's all we can say.
So, part of it depends on my shopping trip, so I get my new starts picked, and that's about all we have. I think we did an amazing job for a WIP parade, and it's only an hour and 17 minutes.
And we had our regular show too.
Yes, so, well, we didn't do Needles Up too much. We didn't do book reviews.
Well, no, because...
so, maybe we can get around to that next time, because we don't have as many new starts as we had WIPs, so...
No.
I just want to say, Flosstube has helped me grow as a stitcher. Sometimes I resent that, especially when I see how many WIPs I have. Because I used to be like 4 or 5. And this year, I started with 21, and I'm down to 18.
There you go.
Which is amazing to me for, someone who did 4 or 5 at the time. So, but I've just learned so much about fabric and threads and needles and everything. Hoops, nerges. There's just all kinds of stuff that I have learned just since February of year before last. And I've been stitching all my life. So, I watch as much Flosstube as possible. But lately I haven't been. I've been watching women's volleyball. As it is a really good season to watch women's volleyball. The teams are amazing. So... I can't hardly say. I only watched one baseball game. That was to make sure the Braves clinched to so that they could get
into the playoffs.
And then I just watch the highlights now to see, did they win? Did they lose? Because mainly I only watch one thing of curling. I mean, that's crazy for me. So, but hopefully I'll get back into Flosstube again once things settle down. Really, right now, there's so many retreat recaps, and I'm not really interested in watching that so much. And WIP parades already started, Gowers. So there's a lot to be thankful for when it comes to Flosstube. And I just want to say it was a great invention, and I hope it continues. So I think that we've covered everything, and I think that's all, folk.
Bye.